Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV and welcome to this live broadcast. This is Thursday night and this is the preview for tomorrow night's Champions League return leg at the ETIHAD, 8 o'clock kickoff, Man City versus Real Madrid in the Champions League. So we've got some guests on as normal. We've got Chris, how are you, mate?
I'm very well, thank you, Andy. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Carl, I know you're a little under the weather. How are you doing, buddy?
Much better today. Much better right now. Good. I'm on the channel.
Great, that's brilliant. And we got Tom.
Yeah, I'm good, guys. Yeah, it's good to be back on again, discussing everything we love.
Yeah, we were just discussing Tom's hair, and he's put a cap on tonight after all the grief he was getting. All the grief he was getting there last night. So good on you, mate.
Yeah.
You've got the 316 blues.
Yeah, that way. Yeah, so that flag there, I got it made. I got the flag off City on Tour, a guy who I know pretty well, and I sent it off to some guys that I know from work who do printing, and they've done that for me for next season. So it looks great. I'm happy with it.
Brilliant, excellent. Well, let's have a look at the comments. See who's on. We've got Sanjay, JJ. It's his birthday today, so I think we should all wish Sanjay a happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
mate.
Happy birthday.
There you go. You've got a shout out there, mate. Straight off. Hope you're having a good day, or you've had a good day. We've got Sean Fogarty's on. We've got Anthony Elmer. Evening, lads. Let's smash them tomorrow night. Come on, the Blues. Yeah, that's what we like to see. Sanjay says, "Thank you, Man City Fan TV. You're more than welcome, mate." Kevin Jardine said, "Is anyone surprised?" I think that Eric Garcia does not want a new contract with us. We're going to discuss that, mate. That's definitely one thing we will look at. Will Carl be on? Yeah, Carl's here. He's on. Lewis, you probably wrote that before we went live. Mingy Wong, hi lads and everybody. Hope you're keeping healthy. Who else have we got on? Just quickly before we get into this. Vidya's on. How are you, mate? He says hi, guys. Roberto Blondie's on. Hi all. Hope you're well, mate. He'll be modding as well tonight for us. What's this? We are still going down and giving Silva the farewell he deserves. We'll talk about the 1894 group as well. There's loads of people on, absolutely tons of comments. So rather than go through every single one, we will bring up some of the comments as we go along. Martin says, "What an ugly lot." I think it's actually significantly improved tonight, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Now certain somebody isn't on. Oh, Sachin's back on. I'm a United fan, but I like this channel. Well, welcome, Sachin. Right, okay. What we're going to talk about then, as you can see in the ticker banner below, we're going to quickly talk about Kevin De Bruyne. We'll have a talk about Eric Garcia. We'll talk about the 1894 group event for tomorrow and what's happened with that. We'll then discuss the two squads, the City squad and the Real Madrid squad, and we'll take a look at the squad who played against us in the 2-1 win out in Madrid, and look at the Madrid squad that actually played the second to last game when they won the title. The last game was sort of, a mixture of players, but we'll look at that squad and see how close it was to the one that played against us. And then what we'll do is we'll look at our predicted lineups. So you guys can get involved as well. Don't forget, Super Chat is available. That way, if you want a specific question read out, we'll definitely make sure that comment or question gets read out in there. And then we'll go through our lineups and score prediction to finish off. So, first things first then. Stop your heavy breathing, Tom. He's heavy breathing again.
I put it out wide. It's out wide.
Kevin De Bruyne. Right, okay. Well, today it was announced that Kevin De Bruyne has been voted Man City Player of the Year. Chris, I'm going to come to you first. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, to me, mate, no one else comes close. I think we all believed he should have been the writers' player of the season. So how can he be anything other than City's best player of the season? Been brilliant all season. Absolute privilege to have him at the club. A superstar and a genuinely world-class player.
Yeah, definitely. Carl?
Should be PFA Player of the Year, Andy. Has that been announced yet?
PFA? No, I don't think
Yeah.
PFA. They said did they not? They did not say it was delayed or not. It was the football writers, wasn't it, that went to?
I don't care about football writers. It's
Yeah.
not important anyway. The real one
Yeah.
is the PFA. That's what he deserves. So
Yeah.
kudos to him for getting the City Player of the Year. But the PFA is what he deserves. He's been the best player in the league this year. It's unquestionable. Except you're from certain side of Merseyside.
The votes. I mean, there's always been issues, aren't there, with surrounding the PFA, the Players Football Association's Player of the Year, because they tend to get the ballot papers in February, March, and listening to a lot of ex-pros say, at that time of the year, and they have made comments saying, about the PFA ones in particular. They say, of course, there's tactical voting. You're voting for the players that you don't particularly like from another team. It does go on, though I think most try to be objective. Tom, City Player of the Year, would you have voted for anyone else?
Scott Carson was in for a shout. He was very loyal to the team. He turned up to every game. No, Kevin, he deserved it, didn't he? Getting equaling Henry's record and just insane amount of assists, and his performances were brilliant. Yeah, there was nobody else really in shout really for us, and yeah, well deserved.
Vigia says, is this KDB's best season? Chris?
Yeah, I think it is, actually. But for me, he's been consistently brilliant. He might have had the odd game where he's not his best, but he's just been consistently brilliant this season. And we missed most of last season. So, yeah, I think he probably has been.
Carl, do you think this season's been his best?
17-18 for me was his best, Andy. I think he's matured this year. But the impact in 17-18, my goodness me. Are you kidding me? Just sexy, brilliant, swaggerlicious.
Yeah.
Kid has got everything. Everything.
Tom?
Yeah, I think this season's his best season. The fact to get 20 assists is unreal, and the last person I did was Henry. In a slightly different Premier League at that point, it's much harder to get goals now, and with VAR and everything, to get 20 assists legit, like without any offsides or anything, is just incredible. So I think this season's his best season, 100%.
Especially when you consider he's still a little bit bitter about the 2 goals that were taken away from him. Otherwise, he would have had 22 assists, wouldn't he? At the end of the day. Well, just to sort of round that bit off, big congrats to Kevin De Bruyne. Second was Mahrez, and third was David Silva. So Mahrez came in. Tom, look, he's smiling. Tom came
God,
in.
Riyadh.
Yeah, he got second, and David Silva third. Or it said, Mahrez and Silva were behind Kevin De Bruyne, so I was assuming Mahrez was second and Kevin De Bruyne was third. So big congratulations. Don't forget also a bit of a shout out. If obviously if you're one of these fans that like to collect match programs, which I do, I've noticed on the City website, again, they're trying to push tomorrow. You can still digitally download the match day program if you want one for tomorrow. So I don't know whether that's for you. I still prefer the paper ones and everything else, ones I can hold. But the match day program is available if you want to go on the City website and download it. So it might be worth a read through if you want to know a bit more inside info. Let's see what we've got here. KDB, Ozzy says KDB definitely City's best player, but Sterling, I think he means, definitely deserves a shout out. Yeah. He's had a brilliant season. He's had another great season. I think maybe he didn't get a shout because of that, couple of months, 3 months where he went off the boil a little bit and wasn't scoring like he was scoring. But I mean, when you take his season overall, absolutely phenomenal. So Blue Moon FC says he's done a bit more on his own this year as well. Merlin dropped off just a little this year. Merlin's still a genius, though. He sort of took the reins, hasn't he, De Bruyne, and it looks like he's really drove us on in this. Certainly, post-COVID, it's been absolutely superb. Any others on De Bruyne? Hedgehog Gaming says 17-18 De Bruyne was good with help from your team. 19-20 he was good carrying your team. Don't know. I wouldn't say he carried the team. Not when you've got the likes of Sterling scoring all of those goals and everything else. I mean, I think what was it? 5 players got over 10 goals this season.
Yeah.
You know, it says it all. Right. Okay. Moving on to the next bit of news, as you can see going through on the ticker bar. Eric Garcia. Well, it's been officially announced, and I think I said on last night's vlog, for me, he'd be the first player probably out of the club, because I just thought, well, if he's not signed now, I don't think he's staying. Well, it's been announced that Pep Guardiola that Eric Garcia has refused to sign his extended contract, or a new contract, let's say, at City. Now, reading in the MEM before, Simon Bajowski claims that City will accept a similar fee to what we paid for Ferran Torres, which is around 23 million euros, with 12 million euros added on in that. Now, whether we get the add-ons, I'm not too sure, but you're looking at around about 20 million quid, which is, for me, I think that's probably about right with a year left on his contract. What are your thoughts on Eric Garcia? Looks like he's definitely going, and I can't see City keeping him for another year and letting him go on a free. Chris looks like he's closed his eyes there.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. No, sorry, mate. I think I'm lagging again. Yeah, I'm not surprised he's decided he wants to move to Barca. It's his hometown club. I wish him well. I'm not overly bothered that he's going, if I'm honest with you, because obviously he's a great footballer. You can see he's very good on the ball, but I think he lacks pace for the Premier League. And so for that reason alone, really, I think his lack of pace doesn't suit Pep's system. We need somebody at the back who can, make it back if we need him, a bit like what Kyle Walker tends to do.
Yeah, I've said Garcia can get stuff simple as. Say it as you mean it, Ivor. That's the way to do it. Kex O'Neill says Eric no pace, Mr. Average Buy. I mean, I'm not gonna. He's only a young kid. I'm not gonna go down any, but it's it is what it is. Carl.
Yeah, Eric. For me, no surprise that he's leaving. The reality is, guys, is that we need a warrior back there. We don't need another midfielder playing the centre back, frankly. We need someone like Diego Carlos. I watched him tonight, a beast. Koulibaly, Jose Jimenez, even a friggin' Connor Cody. Somebody who's a warrior back there, the partner with the ball-playing centre backs. And he's a good kid, but best of luck in Barcelona. For me, we need a commander back there. Look at the teams like even Liverpool. I mean, Van Dijk is a warrior back there. Makes Joe Gomez looks better. Makes Lovren look better. Right? We need that commander centre back with our Ake and Laporte and Walker and Mendy. So
I don't think Garcia was ever going to be first choice, if I was being honest with you, for next season anyway.
Yeah, I agree, but
I think it's a stopgap at the moment, in my opinion.
Yeah, but we want to have a squad that has premium quality centre back, so you can swap in and out at any point in time. And for me, I think you get the money and invest somewhere else.
I mean,
put it this way, Andy. Between him and who would I pick? Pick Ake any day. For me.
Yeah. Me too as well. Tom.
Yeah, I've just seen all these comments coming through, and people are giving him hate and saying that he's not good enough and stuff. It's like it's getting a regular thing now, because we got it in the Sane situation just because he wanted to leave, and we've now got it with this. He's a 19-year-old lad. I think he's 19, is he, or is he 18? I think he's younger,
19.
Isn't he? 19-year-old lad. He came over here to try and make a career from Barcelona. That let him go to try and make something, and he wants to go back to the where his hometown club is and try and make a success, just like Brahim Diaz did when he went back to Madrid, and obviously it turned out as well. But I don't see anything wrong with him going back. He hasn't messed us around whatsoever. He hasn't delayed contracts. He's waited till the season's ended in some sort of aspect. And I think we just need to let him go. Whatever we get for him, because he's a top class player who's only 19. So if we get 20 million, it's brilliant, because a few years ago you wouldn't have got 20 million for a 19-year-old who's just played 13 games in a season, which I think is pretty good. So yeah, nothing but the best for him when he returns, and fingers crossed he's a success in Barcelona.
Do you think he will start at Barcelona? I'm just thinking ahead, because I watch La Liga every weekend. I look at the back line, Umtiti, Langley. He's not going to start. He's not going to start. He's not going to start.
Well, I mean, I think the thing with that is he's seen Ake come in. City are looking at another centre back. He's looking at it going, I've got a year left on my contract. I think if Barcelona showed no interest in him, he possibly would sign an extended contract. But if Barca come knocking and they're sniffing around his agent and things like that, he's thinking, well, hold on a minute, we just signed Ake. And there's rumours now that we're going to get another centre back. Where does that leave me? And I've got a year left on my contract.
Fair enough.
Do I want to sign another 5 years here? But now Barca have come sniffing. I think it's. I mean, I think Tom said, it's. I don't think he would have been first choice next season, because it was guaranteed we were going to buy somebody. And I'll give you the choice. Would you rather have Laporte and Ake with 2 left footers, or Laporte and Garcia for next season?
Laporte and Ake for me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. So, good luck to the kid. I think, some of these. Eric Garcia is a Poundland PK. Yeah, don't forget, when PK was at United, all the United fans were slagging him off, saying he was garbage. It was only when he went to Barcelona and Pep got a hold of him that he actually did anything with him and turned him into a world-class centre-back. So, last comment, please. Cal, I've got loads of people on, mate. I can't just keep reading comments out. I'll do my best. But I can't just keep reading just your comments. I think it's from abroad who are young will want to go back, in Euros are around the corner. And for Garcia, playing in Spain makes it easier. Playing there just shows his ambition in himself. Yeah, I agree with that, mate. Do agree with it. Don't know what that was. Good shout out, Kiam. Missed that one. Kiam said Garcia will find a career at Villarreal or Valencia eventually. Wait and see. I mean, I hope the kid goes on and does well, and I hope City have got some sort of additional add-ons in there. Right, that's just Sachin wanting us to talk about Man United, which is not going to happen. Right, on to the next bit of news before we go into the preview. The 1894 group. Well, as we know, tomorrow I've been speaking to somebody who knows the 1894 group very well. Big player on Twitter, and she told me that they was expecting 2,000-3,000 of people to turn up tomorrow around the Nexon Bridge and around, with banners and flags and everything else. But it's come out tonight that the event has been cancelled. Now, I did speak to her, and she knows the 1894 group guys, and I know you know some of the guys as well, Tom. So
yeah.
But the rumour that I heard was that the police got involved with Manchester City, and Manchester City went to the 1894 group and said, you're gonna have to cancel this event. And it's been accepted, no problem whatsoever. Tom, have you heard anything?
Well, I know some guys inside and outside, and apparently the 1894 guys aren't going to go, but apparently there's another set of fans also in the city that have kept it sort of going. So apparently it's still going to happen against everything that City, the 1894 group and the police have said, but there's sort of still going to be a certain amount of people that are still going to go. But yeah, from the 1894 group, they've just been told by the police, like you've just said, it's not safe. And too right, it's not safe. We might as well save it for a time where we can all go into a ground and we can send him off the right way, because we don't want to be putting lives at risk. Manchester's on one of the local lockdown list. And it's important. Lives are getting lost. A life who gets taken by COVID is a little bit more important than sending David Silva off. Now, as much as he's a legend, if we do it in 4 months, 5 months' time, then fingers crossed we can all be there and send him off rather than just a quiet one, you know, with like 500, 600 people. So yeah, fingers crossed that we can do it soon.
Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts, Chris?
Yeah, I think it's the sensible thing to do. You know, I hope we're not like certain other fans of other club, and you know, just go against the advice. You know, we all want to pay tribute to David. He's been an absolute legend for the club, but that time will come in the future. Now's not the right time.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those that, especially with everything that's just happened over the last week, and then you know, Greater Manchester and areas going into greater lockdown and things like that, and you know, if you think about it, you know, we all gave the Liverpool fans absolute tons of grief. Social media did. The media in general didn't say a great deal about it. But can you imagine what would happen Saturday morning in the press? If 2,000-3,000 people turn up at the Etihad, I mean, they'd just go to town on it, wouldn't they? You know, we know what they're going to do. We know what they're going to say. So yeah, I think, you know, I did mention to the person I was talking to before and saying I'm surprised that they haven't allowed maybe the fans who've got all the banners to go to the Nexham Bridge and put them all over the Nexham Bridge and things like that, and then go and pick them up later. Because I know that some banners have been made and things like that, and but I don't think it's a prudent move for hundreds and thousands of people to be turning up, especially in the current climate. Anyway, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens. I'm sure the police, you know what GMP are like. They're not like Merseyside police. They won't stand any messing about. So I'm sure the police will be there, and they'll put a dispersal order on it, and they'll move people out of the area. They won't just sort of stand by idly like Merseyside police did in the previous examples surrounding Liverpool Town Centre and Anfield. So anyway, on to what we're going to talk about, which is the Real Madrid game tomorrow. So the Real Madrid squad, official squad, is Courtois. These are the keepers: Courtois, Areola, and is it Altuve? I've not seen him, I must admit. We've got Carvajal, we've got Militao, we've got Ramos, who we know is suspended, Varane, Nacho, Marcelo, Ferland Mendy, Javi Hernandez. We've got Toni Kroos, Modric, Casemiro, Valverde, and Isco. And then there's Hazard, Benzema, Lucas, Jovic, Asensio, Brahim Diaz, Vinicius Junior, and Rodrigo. Not obviously spelt with a Y, not the same as our Rodrigo. Now, the team that they had out when we played them at the Bernabeu was Courtois in net, Carvajal, Varane, Ramos, and Mendy, Modric, Casemiro, Valverde, Isco, Benzema, and Vinicius Junior. That was the team that we played out in the Bernabeu. Now, the second to last game when they won the title against Villarreal, it was the same team, but Kroos was in for Valverde, Hazard was in for Isco, and Rodrigo was in for Vinicius Junior. What are your thoughts on that squad, that Real Madrid squad, and certainly that starting lineup, Chris, that played us when we beat them 2-1 in the first leg?
Madrid have a very strong squad, Andy.
Reading that out, it's like...
Yeah, there's no two ways about it, but so have we. And they've got mistakes in them, just like we've got mistakes in us. I genuinely think because of the position of the games in, it suits us, you know, to play a little bit deeper and then hit them on the counter. We no need to chase anything.
No. We'll talk probably about tactics and that coming up. But Carl, you said you watch a lot of La Liga. That is a seriously good squad when on paper.
Oh, absolutely. Real Madrid always had a seriously good squad. Even when we beat them at the Bernabeu, they had a seriously good squad. what it comes down to, Andy, for me on that day, on tomorrow, will be our mentality, the mentality of the players that we have, and the coach to pick the right people. Don't overthink, don't overcomplicate. Pick the players who can perform and let them play with high intensity, with energy, with drive. Let them do their job. And if he picks the right people, we will win. If he doesn't pick the right people and there's no energy, we won't get through. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
I watch La Liga, and people talk about Real Madrid have hit form and it's the media. The reality is, before they played us in February, they were actually on form, and we broke that form. And the last 3 games of the league, they actually conceded goals for every single game.
Yeah.
So, I get the hype and the trying to build the game up, but the reality is, if we take our chances on our day and do the right thing, there's no reason why we shouldn't come out game on site, in my opinion.
Tom?
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting game. Obviously, Real Madrid have got one of the strongest squads in Europe. They've got strength all over the pitch. There's young talents coming through that are doing really well, like Ferland Mendy, who's come in, who's a quality player. It's going to be an interesting game. Obviously, they're coming to the Etihad trying to get at least 2 away goals. There's nothing. They're going to come to us. They're going to attack us as much as they can. They're not going to sit back because they don't have time to sit back. I think that it'll be a different game in the aspect that Sergio Ramos isn't playing, such a big leader. We'll just see how it goes. Obviously, we just need to sort of play a decent game, take the chances if we get, because they're not going to get. It's not going to be like any other team. Real Madrid are one of the best in the world. We're not going to get as many chances as we do against the likes of Bournemouth, Southampton, vice versa. 3 or 4 chances, you need to at least be taking at least 2 of those. Just need to be clinical, make sure we set up well, and make sure we put out the strongest squad possible, because for the games in the Premier League that we've been playing, there's been players that have come in that aren't the strongest that we could have put out. So we need to put the strength all over the pitch, and no silly, stupid tactics that Pep sometimes likes to do. But we'll see how it goes. But just fingers crossed we can get a result.
What do you think? What do you think their lineup's going to be? Like I said, this was the team. I'll go through it again. This was the team: Courtois, Carvajal, Varane, Ramos, and Mendy. Now we know Ramos isn't playing. Modric, Casemiro, Valverde, Isco, Benzema, Vinicius Junior. But like I said, the second to last game, it was the same team, but Cruz came in for Valverde, Hazard came in for Isco, and Rodrigo for Vinicius. What are you thinking? Do you think they'll play a very similar team? Can you see anybody like Asensio playing, or somebody else? Who do you think will? Well, I'll come to you, Carl, first. Ramos out. Who do you think's going to play and partner Varane? If we're thinking Varane will be the centre back.
Yeah, Varane, of course, Varane will play. And who are the other centre backs that were on the list? The names?
There's Militao, Nacho, Marcelo. So Marcelo's available, but I mean, Ferland Mendy,
Militao,
Javi Hernandez.
Militao will probably partner Varane, and then you probably have Ferland Mendy as left back and Carvajal as right back. Those are the 4 you probably have. Now, if Carvajal versus Sterling, that's going to be an interesting. If Sterling's on the left and Carvajal's on the right, because he's quick, but he's not as quick as Sterling. Yeah. And Sterling is tricky. I would play Sterling on the right, as I mentioned earlier on, because I just feel that he's more dynamic in that area. But those are the 4 that will play in the back for Real Madrid. Then you have Cruz, Casemiro, and Modric as the middle.
Yeah, well, Valverde did play in the home leg, but Cruz did play lately in La Liga, and obviously Isco played in the home leg, but Hazard's playing. And whether I'm assuming Hazard will be fit.
I think they'll probably play. I mean, Real Madrid, knowing Zidane is probably going to play a 4-3-1-2. Where you have the 2 wide players, almost like counter-attacking, like United play, right? Counter-attacking football. With the 2 wide players, you have almost like a number 10 withdrawn in a V shape. You're probably going to have that. They're going to play counter-attack to exploit the spaces at the back. He expects us to play our normal game.
Yeah.
That is, have the field up, and they'll try and counter us. That's what they'll try and do with speed and transition.
Chris, anybody from that 11, and that 11 could include Cruz, Hazard, or Rodrigo in the team, and anybody in that 11 that we played in the first leg, you think they're really seriously dangerous players that we're going to have to look at?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I've heard that Hazard might not be playing. He might be on the bench. Obviously, Hazard's a massive threat. Isco's another player. You know, he's meant to be at us, isn't he? But you know, he's a player who can cause damage. Yeah, Benzema never misses. You know, they got talent up front, definitely. Vinicius Junior looks a good player. But I think that, you know, I'm more nervous about the cricket than I am about the football.
I'll tell you what, Andy. Just
you should be more nervous about the cricket. I think been garbage.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. To pick up on Chris's point, the person I was the most scared of against us was Gareth Bale, and he's not playing because his pace will blow even Kyle Walker apart. So the fact that he's not playing gives me some hope and some confidence.
Alan, thank you for that, Alan. Domination says all depends on how we defend, how defense is poor, or our defense is poor. And I think he means by that. So go on, Cal. What were you saying there, mate? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Gareth Bale was one asset that I was concerned about coming into the game because of his pace against Walker or even Cancelo. I would be worried with him. I don't think there's anybody there who can actually worry Kyle Walker, for example, in pace. I think he has the pace on all of them, even Vinicius Junior, as we saw at Bernabeu. It's going to be centre back pairing is going to be key, guys. That's it. The centre back pairing is going to be the key to our success. If we get it right, we have a good chance.
Well, we'll come to the centre back. We'll come to when we look at the City team and things like that. Chris, he was going to say something. He's still got his hand up
Martin
there.
is just. Sorry, mate. Yeah, Martin's just put in the comments that Hazard is fit, but I'm not really sure this is the time and place to discuss that sort of thing.
Typical Martin, isn't it? He's probably got his pink shorts on for Eden. Chris, I don't know whether you want to go off and come back on.
Yeah, is it going bad?
Just pausing. Just maybe just come off and come back on. Tom?
Yeah, and the thing is, with obviously Bale not wanting to play, it gives us some sort of boost there because he's a quality player. You know, he could have caused trouble if he was wanting to play.
Yeah.
Hazard, he hasn't had his best of seasons, but this could be the chance where he comes back and plays like his usual self. So I'm concerned about that. The Courtois, there's always a cock up in him. So we could, if we were the pepper the goal with shots, he's guaranteed to make some sort of error because that's what he likes doing recently. We just have to. It depends how they come into the game. You see, we'll know in the first 10 minutes if we're going to have a game or we're going to be playing a defensive-minded game. Like it showed in the first 15, 20 minutes of the game at their place. Laporte went off injured and we played a different style. And look how it turned out. The goals came in the second half because teams were defending and counter-attacking. And for two teams that like playing the same style football, it'll be a very entertaining game to watch for the neutrals. And a very nerve-wracking game for any fan involved from Real Madrid or City. So, yeah, it should be a really good game with a great set of players on either side.
Iona Beat says, our key is our attack. If we can finish, then we're sorted. I'd probably think I'd be more confident if Aguero was playing, but he isn't. So we've just got to trust in Gabby if we do. If he does actually play. Oh, we lost another one.
And there was two.
and we're down to me in a minute. You'll go off.
No, don't worry. I'm all right now.
You're all right. Chris, is he back on? Here he is. He's back. And Cal, Cal, you're back?
I'm here. I'm not sure what happened. It just dropped off, but I'm here.
Don't worry. I was just saying to Tom, it'll be down to just me to finish this at the end of this one. At this rate. Manchester is Blue said, going to need to ride the storm for the first 15 minutes. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we will. Don't know what it's got to do with anything. Would you take Iheanacho back? What's that noise? We don't need to win the game, just match rail goal average. Yeah, good point on that. Martin's treating his missus to a romantic night watching Man City fan TV. Proper charmer. Right, on to City then. Well, the City Champions League squad. Obviously, Carson has gone, so we've got Edison, Bravo, and Bazunu who's been brought in. Walker, Stones, Zinchenko, Laporte, Mendy, Cancelo, Otamendi, and at the moment, Eric Garcia, Gundogan, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo, David Silva, Fernandinho, Foden, and Mahrez, and then we've got Sterling, Jesus, and Aguero. So our team, when we played Madrid over at the Bernabeu, we had Edison in net, Walker, Otamendi, Laporte, and Benjamin Mendy. Well, as we know, Mendy isn't playing tomorrow. We had Gundogan, Rodri, and Kevin De Bruyne. And we had Mahrez, Bernardo, and Jesus. So no Sterling started in that game. So, Tom, come to you first. What are your thoughts on tomorrow's lineup then? I think we can all agree Edison is in net. Agree?
Yeah.
I hope so. Right back. Who are you going for right back tomorrow?
For me, it'll be Kyle. I think the games that he's played since we've come back once again, he showed his class. By far, one of the best players of the season. I thought it was pretty unfair he wasn't included in that player of the season category because I thought he had a really good season. I think people sort of, because of everything that went on during the lockdown with everything that happened with him, I think people have just forgotten about how good he actually was, which was a shame, really. So I think Kyle will be playing in the right back position.
Chris?
Yeah, it's got to be Kyle. No, I don't think that, like Eddie's, he should be straight on that team sheet, really.
Yeah. I'll go for Walker as well. Carl Walker.
Yeah, same Walker.
Carl Walker, not Kyle Walker. Okay, left back then on the opposite side. I'm taking it's obviously all four of us are going for Zinchenko. Tom, left back.
Left back, Joao Cancelo for me. I think he's the best left back we've got at this point because Mendy's suspended. He showed great quality in the games that he's played at that in left back, and tomorrow night will be the chance for him to prove that if he has any sort of chance at City next season, it is in the left back position because he's not going to get into the right back position. And I've always said that he's got the potential, so it's his chance to keep going with me trying to tell everybody that he's a great player.
Kiami thinks Cancelo left back. He knows La Liga teams well. Chris, you going for Cancelo or Zinchenko?
Well, not Zinchenko, mate. Cancelo for definite. I think he's had a good couple of games there. If Bendi's not available, I can't. I think Zinchenko's too much of a drop off, and these two games that Cancelo's played, there hasn't been such a drop off with him playing there. His crossing could be better, but he's played well other than that.
Yeah, I think if he does play, are you going for Cancelo as well, Carl?
Yeah, I guess that Pep has tried him the last couple of games, and he hasn't disappointed. So if he had tried him and he messed up, then we have a question. But for me, it has to be him. Give him a shot.
I think,
and hopefully he succeeds.
I think compared to the two teams that he played against in the Premier League, I think it's going to be a different test tomorrow.
Absolutely. The question will be who's playing in Real Madrid's right, front three.
Yeah.
Right. That's going to be the key. Isco played there the last time on the right. He's going to play there again.
Yeah.
So Azar doesn't play on the right side. He plays on the left. So that's another factor as well.
Yeah, I think whoever plays for Real Madrid on that side, I think one thing Cancelo will have to be, if he does play tomorrow, I think he's going to have to be very disciplined. He's going to have to really watch he doesn't get caught up the pitch. He really will need to be careful of that. So, but I'm sure Pep's drilled him for the last 5 days on tactics and things. Okay, so we're going for Edison, Walker, and instead of Mendy, Cancelo. Okay. I think we're all agreed Laporte is going to be the centre-back.
Yeah.
Amen.
Okay, this is it. Who plays, Tom, with Aymeric Laporte? Who partners him?
Nicholas Otamendi for me.
Good.
He was playing against Madrid. He was solid against Madrid. We saw the true Otamendi in that game. We can't afford to have Garcia in such a big game. As much as I think he's great, I think Otamendi needs to be the guy that comes in. Stones isn't up for the occasion, and Otamendi can put in a shift, and especially in the big games, he can put in a shift and a tackle too. So yeah, Nico for me. I think he's the perfect man for the game.
Well, like I said to you, he did partner Laporte in the away leg at the Bernabeu. So, Chris, so
Ferner for me. No, not for me.
Well. Okay.
Not for me. Yeah, Ferner definitely for me. He's got a lot of, like Kiam just said, loads of experience, a big game player himself. My thoughts are not Otamendi, mate. So that's, I wouldn't pick him. I'd have Stones before him as well. So.
Okay, so
and probably the tea lady.
Carl.
Oh, lad.
So Tom, you do know that Otamendi caused the goal at the Bernabeu, right? It was his mistake passing to Rodri, and then he stood on the halfway line.
It was Carl Walker's mistake.
It was Carl
Walker's mistake.
Sure?
Yeah, it was Otter. It was Carl Walker. He let the man run.
Who passed the ball? Who passed the wrong ball to Rodri? Was Otamendi. But anyway, so for me, not Fernandinho, because I think he played natural centre backs in their natural position. I think Fernandinho gets caught sometimes. Can be Garcia. Otamendi, I struggle with Otamendi. I really do. I thought about him. I thought in another podcast, I picked him. But the more I think about him, I worry. I really worry. But then who's left? Stones? I don't know.
Garcia.
I would pick John Stones. Stones or Laporte. I would be John.
Wow. Well, we've all gone for different so far with 3 different players. We've got Otamendi, we've got Fernandinho, and we've got John Stones.
Tells you how bad it is, Andy. It tells you how bad we need a centre back.
Yeah, absolutely. Lewis Yates says Otamendi's decent. I think we as fans just love to blame single players instead of the whole team. Well, I'm going with Tom. I'm going for Otamendi. I think I'm going for Otamendi. I think that's who I think he'll pick.
Yeah.
Do we need another centre back? Yeah, of course we do. But I've just got a funny feeling because he played out there. He's played in La Liga. He knows what's going on. His experience. Fernandinho, I think just worries me with. I think he's a natural centre back. I just don't think he's a natural centre back. That's my only worry with him. But he is a leader on the pitch, so I don't know. Let's see what everyone else thinks, because it could be anybody. It could be Garcia. Nobody's mentioned Garcia yet, and he might play him. I don't know, because let's face it, he's a Barcelona boy playing against Real Madrid. He'd love nothing more than to have a worldie against Real Madrid. But let's see. CM City says Stones plays good in big games. Surprise, surprise. Alan says we'll lose 4-0 if we play Otamendi. Stones would be a mistake. However, I wouldn't be surprised if Pep plays him, says Mr. Prodge. Martin says good man, Andy. I don't know what that's about. Alex says Fernandinho 100% with you, Chris. OG the baby says, Chris, you need to calm down your lager, mate. What?
Calm.
I don't know.
Down your lager.
Calm. Oh, down. Was it down? No, I'm sure he said calm your lager. Yeah, calm down your lager.
It's gone.
Can we dress Ake up as Otamendi and sneak him on?
I love him.
He'd have to shave his hair. Stones is too weak. Benzema will bully him. I don't think he'd bully Otamendi.
No.
I don't think so. Whether he'll make a mistake out of him, I don't know. Definitely need Ake. Well, we can't have Ake, so that's just the way it is. And Walshy says Carl is always right, though. So according to Walshy, Carl, you've got it right for tomorrow. It's John Stones, but I think we'll wait and see. But somebody else says a back three: Stones, Otamendi, and Laporte.
Absolutely. That's an
That's
option.
possible.
That's an option.
I'd be surprised if he goes to a back three. I would, honestly. But it's Pep in it. He'll have a plan. We'll wait and see. Big Chat says, "Oh no, that was Kiam. It jumped. Sorry. Stones is solid defender. Just lost his confidence." And Big Chat says, "Sorry. Every time I try and bring it up, it jumps again and again." Otamendi isn't as bad as so many people make out. He's more confident than Stones. Fernandinho is the safe option, though. So another one agreeing with you. Right, okay, so it could be any of them, but we know it's definitely going to be Ederson, Walker, Laporte, and one other, and Cancelo. Right, this is going to be a conundrum now. Now, the midfield three for the away leg was Gundogan, Rodri, and Kevin De Bruyne. And I know people mix in and out, and Bernardo played sub. But I'm saying if we pick those out of those three, Tom, who would you? Obviously KDB. I think we all agree.
Yeah.
Who would your other two be with KDB?
Rodri and David Silva for me. I'd have Rodri because I think he is. No offense to Fernandinho, because he's a legend, but he's the best central defensive midfielder we have now. I think he's great defensively, he's good attackingly, and he's just the right man to play against Madrid. And obviously David Silva, I think he'll be there because obviously it'll be his last few games. It could be his last game for City if we don't qualify, if we don't get through to the next round. And I think that he will bring the best possible attacking threat with Kevin and him just in front of Rodri. So yeah, it'll be those three for me.
Okay, so you're going Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, and David Silva. Chris?
I think it would be the same three as in Madrid, but I personally wouldn't pick that. I'd have Rodri, KDB, and Foden. I think, and I wouldn't have David Silva for the pure fact. The same with Gundogan. I think we need legs in this game. I think if we, as much as we can smother them, I think that will suit us. There's certain players that I would rather see play for the first 60 minutes. Just harass them all around the park.
So you're going for Rodri, KDB, and Foden?
That would be my three, yeah.
Okay. Carl?
Yeah, Chris, when Chris talks about smother and harass them, the three I would pick are Bernardo Silva, Rodri, and Kevin De Bruyne. I think you need an edge in that middle. I do have a place for Phil Foden. We'll talk about that and the reason why, but those are my three in the middle. Bernardo, Kevin, and Rodri. Because of the way Bernardo comes back and plays a double pivot out of possession, he's really good at that. I think we need that. 60 minutes, put him on, then bring David on for the rest of the 30 when they're tired.
I'm just going to go down and see what anybody else thinks here. Jilichenko says Foden, Bernardo Silva, and Kevin. Who's going to be the holding player in that? In there, that's the only potential problem if we're not going to play with a holding midfielder, unless you want to put Kevin there and play him deep. But I think we probably lose out a little bit. Somebody else thinks, Sam Elliott thinks Bernardo would run their midfield out of the game. Well, Bernardo, like I said, it was Gundogan, Rodri, and Kevin De Bruyne. With Bernardo was in that team as well, so he could play a 4 or he could play, a 3-2-1 or something like that in there. Walshy says, hopefully Foden plays as he will be hungry for the win, and hopefully Bernardo out the win. Get the win because he is a ferocious worker. Kiam says ball retention is key. Yeah, good point. Ryan thinks it might be a 3-5-2. Very surprised it might be, but I'd be very surprised. Mikhail Thompson says Bernardo Silva, Rodri, and Kevin De Bruyne. Benji, Rodri or Dino, and KDB, Ilkay. Okay, so Ilkay, Rodri, and KDB in there. I don't think Pep will have a master plan that everyone will question. I think Pep will have a master plan that everyone will question and Real won't expect, says Don't Ask. Could do. This could be the one time that he actually does get it right and sends us through. Because let's face it, Carl Buxton says Cruz is their main man. Our midfield need to smother him. Yeah. So what you're thinking is we need plenty of energy in there. Foden can play as a holding midfielder. I don't think so. Don't think that's gonna happen whatsoever. Sorry. Oh, big jump again. Rodri and Gundo are like Xavi and Iniesta keeping the ball. Well, let's face it. We played with Rodri and Gundogan. Gundogan, he does like in Europe, and he tends to play better in European competitions, and he trusts him. He does keep the ball well. Whether that'll be enough for a Real Madrid midfielder, I guess we'll wait and see. But as you can see, this is the conundrum of who plays. For me, Rodri and KDB play. Is the game too big for Phil Foden?
No.
Yeah. Tom?
I think it is.
Yeah. That's the question I would ask. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that's the question I would ask. When we've got Bernardo, who could possibly play in there. But I don't know. I'm crap at predicting Pep's lineups. I'll just go Rodri and KDB will play with somebody else. And I'll leave it to you lot to all argue about who will and who won't. Right, let's say we'll go for a 3 up front. It might not be a 3 up front, but we'll go for the 4 with 3. Tom?
I think it'll be Mahrez on the right. And then I think he'll play Gabby up front. And then I think... Oh, no, actually, I'm going to change that. I think it'll be Mahrez on the right, Sterling up front, and Jesus on the left. Because I think that Jesus, Sterling on the left, like we've said in the past, isn't great. But I think Mahrez deserves his position on the right side. So I think he'll play Sterling up front. Viva la Mahrez, as Martin says, on the right. And Gabriel Jesus on the left.
Ona Beat says get Foden on that left wing. Chris?
I think me and Carl are going sort of similar here. I think I could live with Bernardo being in the middle and Foden being on the left, but I would have Bernardo on the left, Gabby up front, and Sterling on the right. Energy, just pure energy.
So Bernardo on the left wing?
Yeah, I don't mind if he came in for Foden. They swap roles, but that's what mine would be.
All right, Carl.
Yeah, for me it's the front 3 of Foden left, Jesus middle, and Sterling right. And the reason why I picked Foden left is because Foden is left-footed on the left side, and you think about Cancelo playing left back on the right foot, so you have some balance. And then Bernardo in the middle to help.
Good point.
Right? That's the only reason why you need to have that balance, or else you're just going to be, a right-footed left back and a right-footed left wing, which is just one-dimensional. And he wants to have balance. I would put Foden there. And out of possession, think about the middle of Foden, Bernardo, Kevin, and Rodri. And even Jesus stepping back into that middle. I think we need the energy. Energy.
Priyan says Sterling left, Gabby up front, and Bernardo or Foden on the right. Okay. Cheddar says Rodrigo, Gundogan, Bernardo, Kevin De Bruyne in attack with Sterling and Jesus.
So, and to Tom's point, the reason why I wouldn't have Mahrez on the right is simply because think about Madrid's midfield. If you come in, as he normally does, and you lose the ball in the middle, and they get the ball, the counter-attack's going to be swift, and we won't recover. So if you're going to lose the ball, lose it higher on the right, like with Sterling. Don't lose the ball when you're cutting to your left-hand side because you're stuck. You can run past the defender, and you come into traffic because you have Modric, Cruz, and Isco or one of the midfielders. That's the only reason why I wouldn't start him. I would bring him in at 60 minutes.
You might want to cover
unless Andy he changes his right foot and starts playing like a traditional winger. For me, but just my opinion.
Ivor says, I'm not being rude. Trying to pick a pet side is like picking between Liz Hurley's left tit or right tit. Utterly futile. Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Fair enough.
Brilliant. Me and Ivor have had plenty of conversations about Liz Hurley. Yeah, it is exactly like that for me, Ivor. I don't know. Can I see Sterling playing as a striker and Mahrez playing on the left? I can't. Wouldn't surprise me, though, with Pep. I think Jesus will be up front. I think Sterling should be on the right. Will he be on the right? I don't know. I think he'll play him on the left and he'll play Mahrez on the right. I just think he will. Though everyone's going on about Mahrez being on Sterling on the right and Jesus, and then Bernardo or Foden on the left. Why not play? Why not just throw Mahrez on the left wing? He's left foot.
It'd be interesting.
See what it's like for 45 minutes. You know, for God's sake, we know he don't beat players on the right because he has to constantly cut in. Maybe he'll beat players on the left. He's got to cross. His crossing can be brilliant. So why not just give him a go? I don't get it. You just don't see him playing it. But I've got a funny feeling he'll probably, for me, he'll stick with the three that he's proven lately, and that is Sterling, Mahrez, and Jesus.
And I was talking to a coach. He's a UEFA A licensed coach recently about this whole inverted winger thing to explain to me why. And the argument was when you have left on the left and right on the right, when they come to attack, they can basically just cross the ball into the shot box and someone taps it in.
Yeah.
We have an inverted winger and they cut onto their other foot, they have the wider goal to shoot at. And so that's why he maybe tries to do that. He tries to put them on the other foot. And the angle of the goal is wider, so you have more space to shoot. That's why he does that. That was the explanation.
If that's the case, how come Mahrez keeps hitting it 10 yards wide? And Sterling and Cancelo, when they cut in on the outside of the box, and it's like, where's that going? And it's like 20 yards wide. It's like, who's that to? But I don't know. Let's just see what anybody else thinks here. Mahrez has to play. He's too good not to play. Blooming says he likes Gabby on the left at times, though, as well. Yeah, I think that's who said that. Who said Gabby on the left? Tom on it. Yeah, Tom said that. What else? Bono77 says Sterling was on the left, one on the first leg and one as the penalty. Why would you change it? Sterling wasn't in the Sterling didn't start, I don't think, in the first leg. He came on for Bernardo Silva, so he didn't start. Mahrez right, Sterling left, Jesus centre, says FUT tips. Jesus on the left, De Bruyne as a false 9. Wow. There's proper going out of it. Ramos isn't going to be there, so that's an advantage. Yeah, Ramos isn't playing. If I can find where that comment was that I've just put up. Carl Buxton says, I think it'll be the team that played Liverpool, except Otamendi for Garcia and Cancelo for Mendy. Could be. It could be. I'm not going to read out Kex O'Neill's tweet. Kiam says Mahrez can do his usual invisible man impression for 60 minutes before we sub him. Oh, please. Is the 5 subs rule happening tomorrow? I don't know. There was talk on somewhere.
I think so. Yeah,
I think it is. It is tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't notice. Some people were talking about it. Jesus, Mahrez, false 9. Sterling. I don't know whether I'd have Mahrez as false 9 Sterling maybe. Said he was fit today, Mingy Wong. That's I'm talking about. So, right centre back, guys. Says Horsey the, whatever. We talked about that earlier, mate. You'll have to nip back, but I think overall we all had different opinions on who was going to be centre back. I think all of us picked different ones. Oh no, me and Tom went for Otamendi, didn't we?
Oh, Nico.
Chris went for Fernandinho. Carl went for John Stones.
Yep.
didn't he? So Sonson Jack, he says Edison, Laporte, Otamendi, Walker, Cancelo on the left. Midfield, Rodri, Fernandinho on the left, Sterling on the right, Mahrez up front, De Bruyne behind Jesus.
4-2-3.
Yeah, playing him in a 10 there. I think Fernandinho will play at centre back, says Priam. Yeah, maybe. We'll wait and see. But that moves us on to the last thing, which is score prediction for tomorrow. Because as you see, everybody's got an opinion on the lineup. Everybody's got different players for centre back, for midfield, for up front, even. Well, I think we'll just have to wait and see for what is going to start tomorrow. But score prediction then for tomorrow, Tom.
Well, I got the one against Villa right at Wembley, but then other ones, as you know, I've got very, very wrong. For such a big game, I normally would say just a City win, but obviously you'll want me to give you a score prediction, so I'm going to say 2-1 City once again, and I think we will get Jesus will score and Joao Cancelo.
Joao Cancelo will score.
He's gonna bang one of those crap crosses in top left.
Chris?
I score 2-1. I think it'll be a repeat of the first leg. I'm fairly confident, man. Honestly, not nervous about it at all. I think it's because I don't really care about the Champions League. But obviously, I want City to win. But I'm very confident about this, and they don't scare me really.
So you're going 2-1, Carl?
Yeah, I did 2-1 early on in the week, but I'm going 2-0 City.
2-0. You're confident of a clean sheet?
I'm going to stick my neck out. Hopefully it gets
I think we'll definitely get a clean sheet if Otamendi plays. Definitely a clean sheet.
Go 2-0.
Kex O'Neill, he says 2-0. He's going with you, Carl. Lambert says 4 City.
Media won't like that.
I wish.
FUT Tip says 2-1. Roberto Blondie says 3-1 City. Dubé says 3-2 to City. Jamie Short says 2-1 to City as well. Moet says Man City 2, Real Madrid. Everyone's going for 2-1. Elite Walker Prime says we concede most goals outside the box because of our centre backs' pace, which means Fernandinho or Roger will need to be on their game. Mingy Wong says Man City 3-1. Ivor says Real Madrid 3, City 0. What else? Sean Fogarty, he's going for 2-1. Martin says Tom has been drinking.
At least there were. If I was drinking, at least there were blue drinks.
God, there's loads coming in. Sorry, Shiv 3D says 4-1. God, big scores. 3-0 says Street Skiller. Kevin S says exhibition stuff 5-0. Adam says 2-1. Iona Beat says a boring 0-0.
I'd take it.
Take us through. Benji Winters thinks it's going to be 1-1. Elite Pro One Prime says 1-0 City. Any more? Let's just see. James Chattingham 2-2. Benji says 1-1, 100%. Ozzy says 2-2. God, there's loads, absolutely loads. Sorry, they keep jumping up. 2-0 Sterling to get 2. And Modu says 2-0 win for City. So, by the looks of it, Pepsi Cola 3-2. Sam City 3-1. Con Aguero, I hope it's you, Con. He thinks it's going to be 1-0 City, Sterling on 30 minutes. So, got a bet on that then. If you're into that thing. Otamendi starts, we won't get a clean sheet. Well, yeah, we'll wait and see. I don't know. I'm going to go for... I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to go for 2-2. I'm going to go for 2-2 and City to scrape through. tomorrow, and it might even be we come from 2-0 down as well. So
No, I can't take that.
I know. What worries me is the fact that we've got an empty stadium and building up to it and all of this thing. And I know we played really well post lockdown. We've done well, but I think Real Madrid are going to come flying at us. I don't think they're going to sit back. I think they're going to try and just hit us on the break whenever they get the opportunity. I'm just hoping. I think somebody said it earlier. I hope we take our chances, and I hope it's not going to be one of those games. 30 minutes in, we've missed 2 sitters, and we could have put the. And it'll get nervy. It'll get really worrying, and I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
The thing about this is different because think about the other big games in Champions League. Liverpool, we lost 3-0 away. Spurs 1-0 away. Monaco 3-1 away. Barcelona 4-0 away. This is the first big game that we've actually come home with an advantage. And so Real Madrid is going to have to score 2 with no reply just to even take it at par. City ahead by 2 away goals. All things being equal, we should be able to get through if we're at our game. Again, it's all going to be here. It's all going to be here. If they want it and believe it, I think we can do it. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I think hopefully we go into it. The COVID break and everything else is sort of like reset it and just play it like it's a one-off game. And I hope they just don't get themselves, all worked up. But Martin says he thinks it's going to be. Oh, remember, no Hazard, no Asensio, no Ramos, no Bale. Hazard is playing, by the way. Martin says 4-2. Come on, guys, be positive. We haven't got a £120 million centre back. We haven't got a marquee signing. We haven't got a Galactico. We've got no chance. Yeah.
Generation. Sorry, Martin.
Miss, I know the irony.
It'd be lovely without him.
I'll wait for him just to come back because he will come back to me, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm just going to check, make sure there's what else? No, there's nothing more coming through on there. What's that? Andy, remember that their bully captain is suspended. Remember. No, you're not joining because we're going now. But anyway, any final thoughts? Can you believe it? Martin said, and I'm gonna embarrass him now because he's on here trying to get on. Martin said, "Oh, I've got to spend time with the missus tonight. Are you all right if I don't come on tonight?" And like, no problem whatsoever. Oh yeah, he's never been off. He's never been off this. He's never been off messages in here. Now he's come on and joined right at the very end. Bugger off. Go and spend some time with the missus. Any other final thoughts about tomorrow, Tom?
No, just hopefully that we just go out with the best sort of game plan and just make sure that we get through to play Juventus or Lyon, I think it is, in the next round. Just hopefully we win and get the win. So that's all I'm hoping for.
Yeah. Chris?
Yeah, really. Just hoping for a good game. Hope City are at the races. And if we are, then I'm sure we'll go through.
Carl?
Yeah, same as the guys. I worry about the referee, though. I do worry about the referee.
Yeah, well.
You know him quite well. The Bayern Munich fan.
Yeah.
I worry about him. And yeah, I suspect it was going to be him anyway, because you can't play Lemos from Spain. You can't play an English referee. You can't play the French referee who did the Bilbao game. Yeah, it was always going to be him. I worry about him.
It's going to be. I think it's going to be interesting. Well, I was going to mention this, but somebody's just posted on here. VAR says Eric Groves. Will they let us? Will they let us go through tomorrow? Will they allow us to go through? I'm surprised Kiam's not posted yet. That VAR is going to screw us tomorrow because he generally thinks it will. But Martin's gone now. I was going to bring him on just to finally say goodbye, but he's left now. He's gone back to his missus. But anyway, one last thing. Question for Tom. Where you get your flag from? and also how long you had your season ticket.
Well, I
Random.
got my flag off a guy, City on Tour. He's an Instagram page. He does all sorts of stickers and things from City. He had a few for free, and the agreement was to get it printed and do something on it. So that's why I got 316 Blues on, because that's where I sit in the ground in block 316. And I've had my season ticket. It will be this year. Fingers crossed we go into the ground. It will be 15 years. I got my first season ticket when I was 2 years old. So yeah, 15 years this year if we're allowed in. So yeah, so I never look back, as I've always said.
There you go. Well, he's here. He says, I've resigned myself to VAR shafting. There you go. It wouldn't take long for him to mention VAR. And who knows, maybe tomorrow we might get a shafting off VAR. But I want to say a massive thank you. Kiam's just posted here. FIFA knows out after this video. So there you go.
Oh, wow.
So it's not, it was going to come out tomorrow morning, I think, when it came, but I think it's going to come out after this video. So if you want to go over and watch the FIFA knows video, see what FIFA thinks about the game tomorrow. Yeah, don't forget tomorrow Martin will be live doing a watch along. So please come over and join. It's going to be a nervous occasion, I'm sure, for many, many fans. But hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. That way you'll be notified when all new videos come out. As you've seen the thousands and thousands of views on the videos over the last sort of 48 hours. Some brilliant videos have gone out on the channel. But don't forget, join Martin tomorrow with more guests. We'll be on later after the watch along. So you never know. Keep an eye out. There might be one or two new faces popping on over the coming days. So this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. I want to say a massive thanks to Tom. Cheers, buddy.
Thank you.
Chris.
Cheers, Andy. I'm going straight over to watch FIFA Knows with Kiam, see what the excuses are this time. Nice to see you again.
You too, buddy. Carl.
Thank you very much, Andy. Good to be here.
Get well.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, hope you're feeling better, mate.
Yeah.
And I want to say a massive thank you to everybody for all your comments. We've had over 240 or 250 people on it that at one point, so still 211 on now. So thank you very much to everybody for all your comments. We do appreciate it. Thank you to all those who gave a super chat as well. Like I said, don't forget, whatever you do, check in tomorrow. Martin will be doing a watch along. I'm not sure what time he will let everyone know. It'll probably be around 7:30, something like that. But take care. Have a good evening. Come on, City. Don't put us through it tomorrow. Oh, 7:40. There you go. 7:40 for tomorrow, Martin said. So don't forget to check in with him tomorrow. But at the end of the day, let's just hope City get a result and we go through. And we will see you tomorrow.